Hey, welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to throw out a video on a subject that has just been beaten to death many different ways, and that's two-stroke engine oil and mix ratios. What should you use? If you have jumped on YouTube to research the subject, you could probably sit there all day and watch a million videos and at the end of it come to the conclusion that I still don't know which one I should use. And the reason I say that is there are some people out there that are going to tell you flat out, you have to use this oil, you have to use this mix ratio for this particular saw, for this year of saw. And there's just a ton of information in that regard, and it can be confusing. And then there are some other videos out there that do go into some great in-depth analysis of two-stroke engine oils, long-term testing, how well they lubricate. So there's just a ton of information. And being that I have ridden dirt bikes my entire life, and I deal in a lot of two-stroke power equipment, specifically chainsaws, weed eaters, blowers, the whole nine. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to weigh in on the subject and maybe clear the muddy waters for some people out there. And at least I'm hoping to do that. So I'll go through what I use, why I use it, and how long I've been using it. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, let's start off this video talking about mix ratios. I will tell you what mix I use here in a second, but before I get to that, I want to show you what I use to mix my fuel and my oil. It's this tumbler. It's made by a company called Ratio Right. And they have different increments up top. That's 1 gallon, 1.5, 2, and then 2.5 gallons. And then down underneath, you have your corresponding mix ratios going all the way down. And the reason I use this tumbler, I have a couple of them, and I've been using them for years. The reason I use it is I know exactly what's going in my machines by using this. And I can mix it whatever ratio I want. What ratio do I use for my two-stroke machinery? I use 40-1. 40-1. It doesn't matter if it's a new machine or an old machine. I mix everything 40-1. There are a lot of videos out there that are going to tell you otherwise, and you've got to watch those videos and come to your own conclusions. But I'll tell you, I've been using 40-1 in all my equipment. I have a ton of equipment. I've got backpack blowers, and I've got a few chainsaws. And old and new, I use 40-1 in all my equipment. Never had an issue. Never had an issue whatsoever. Lubricants have changed. You know, in the past, maybe you had to mix 16-1. It's no longer the case. With the advancements in lubricants, it's a thing of the past. I think you're, in my opinion, doing more harm to your equipment than good. But you've got to make those decisions based on the information that's out there available to you. I'm just giving you my opinion. And at the end of the day, that's really all it is, my opinion. What I use and why I use it. So the next question, what two-stroke oil do I use in all my equipment? Lucas, semi-synthetic, 2-cycle engine oil. Been using it for years. I used a dirt bike, used it in my dirt bikes. I think I mixed it 32-1. If I was dirt biking today, I'd probably still mix it 32-1, maybe 40-1. I just have no issues with this oil whatsoever. The thing that you need to ask yourself about any of the videos you watch or the oils that they are telling you you need to use is how well do they lubricate and do they prevent carbon buildup? Those are the two big key issues. Are they lubing your bearings and your skirts on your piston? If the answer is yes, then you've checked one of those boxes. The next box I think you need to check is, do you have a lot of carbon buildup with that particular oil? If you do, that might be an oil that you may not want to entertain using in your machinery. You've got a lot of money invested in your two-stroke equipment and a lot of time invested in it if you take care of it and you're doing the maintenance to these things. I'm telling you what I use, why I use it, how I mix it, and you've got to make a decision similarly as to what you feel comfortable using in your equipment. This is what I feel comfortable using in my equipment. I've had zero issues with it, and I've got a lot of equipment. I just wanted to give you my opinion because in some ways, I feel like there's so many videos out there. A lot of people walk away after watching hours and hours of videos, still scratching their head on what they should use in their equipment. Again, you need to use something that's going to lubricate your equipment and reduce carbon buildup. Lucas has done that for me. I've used it for years. I'm telling you, it's not the most expensive oil out there, but it's not the cheapest oil out there. And the other thing is I can go 4 minutes from my house and I can find this at just about any auto parts store. This is a quart, but it also comes in a gallon. I buy it both whichever one's on sale. That's what I buy. And again, I mix it 40-1 in this tumbler. So anyway, that's it. I don't mean to muddy the waters further. Like I said, there's a ton of these videos out there telling you what oil you shouldn't use and why. I'm just telling you from a guy that's been running two-stroke equipment for a long time, pick something that lubricates well and reduces carbon buildup. You can't go wrong. For me, that's Lucas. It will always be Lucas. I will never run anything different. All right, for those of you that haven't done this before, I'm going to run you through real quick how you mix oil. In this tumbler, it's extremely easy. I've marked with a black pin on here the 40-1 mix ratio. We're going to get our two-stroke oil and just dump her in until we get up to the 40-1 mix ratio. There she is, right on the money. It's that easy. So you just take your oil now and mix it in with your 1 gallon of gas, because that's the corresponding mix ratio that we're using for 1 gallon. Again, if you want to use 1.5, 2, 2.5, just use the corresponding mix ratios underneath those different designations. But that's how easy it is. I appreciate you tuning in, and I will catch you on the next video.